Alright, we're rolling. Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar Allah. Once again, he's coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone GMS that rule well and that do teach well, and that I do learn this truth from. And Shalom to you brothers and sisters that are in the highways and byways. And what I mean highways and by, I'm talking about you men. And Shalom to you sisters that are in the background. May Yahweh Bashem Yoshai be with you in the spirit. And Kwam Yashala, Abba Ball, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Alright, so this is going to be kind of a news update on what's going on in France. I think it's important that we look at this. The Lord, He could put the spirit on the people to dethrone a king, man, and to overthrow whoever's in power. When reading this, it reminded me of what happened in Bell and the Dragon. The statement that the king of Babylon, which was Nebuchadnezzar, that he made onto Daniel. He basically told Daniel, I'm going to have to give you up and put you into the lion's den because that's what the people want. Because now the people are uttering out of their mouth and saying that, has Nebuchadnezzar become a Jew? Because Nebuchadnezzar started to believe in Yahweh Bashem Yoshai when all those things started to happen. All those things that Daniel prophesied about and those things that came to pass. And the people, they didn't like what the king was doing, right? Which they were wicked. But it just shows you, man, the people, they have the power. They can get real violent, man. You can get real nasty. And that's what I see when looking at this article here. It's from OAN.com, and it says Macron bypasses French legislator to enact controversial reform. Yeah, and this raises the retirement age from 62 to 64 years old. And this has caused a lot of people in France to riot and protest. And a lot of the people there that are protesting, which is pretty much obviously the common folk, they actually want his head. They want to kill him. They want to burn his body, man. And there's some clips out there which I'm going to show you. So this could probably get out of hand. Who knows, right? This is more uproars of the people that Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, talks about. And you're going to see these things in the last days. But man, if the Lord puts a spirit on these people, it's over. The Lord could easily put the spirit on a nation to overthrow the powers that be. Right? So anyways, let me just get the account in Bell and the Dragon, man, because that's what I thought of. So this is Bell and the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 28. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king has become a Jew, and he hath destroyed Baal. Yeah, because they said, like, hey, he doesn't believe in the demonic god Baal. What the hell is this, man? Has he become a Jew now? He believes in Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. We can't have this. Let's go up against him. He has slain the dragon and put the priest to death. So they came to the king and said, deliver us, Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. And that's right. These people, they have a lot to lose, man. And, they have a lot to lose because they're not following up with democracy and capitalism, right? He found a loophole in their constitution to skip the votes so he can just make the decision himself. And it kind of reminds me of what's going on with that whole Communist Manifesto, that book that was written by Karl Marx. He basically said that capitalism eventually turns into communism, and it starts by the common folk, the common worker, rebelling against the powers that be, so they can change their situation. And that's what it's looking like. You're seeing that, like, these nations, man, that are democratic, that are about capitalism, their governments are starting to become more centralized. And a lot of people are waking up to that fact. All right, so just keep that in mind. But anyways, it says, now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them. That's right. So, he fell under pressure. So I'm just using this as an example to show you that, if the people come together in one consent, they can fuck a king up. Right? They can fuck a king up, and they could definitely fuck this guy up. Right? Just because he's an elite, just because he's in a suit and tie and he has money and he has a lot of influence, he has a lot of power, doesn't mean he can't go down. The Lord could put the spirit on these people out here to go up against this guy and take him out violently. So now it says here, French President Emmanuel Macron has ignored Parliament and used a real constitutional prerogative to enforce an unpopular measure that raised the retirement age from 62 to 64 on Thursday. Macron has chosen to adopt his unpopular pension reform without submitting it to a vote by deputies, which triggered lawmakers and angered French citizens all around the country. Yeah, it did. Since January, numerous strikes and rallies have been held across the nation in response to the proposed pension changes. The reform, according to Macron, who made it the centerpiece of his second term, is necessary to prevent the pension system from going into deficit as France's population ages and life expectancy rises. Due to Macron's uncertainty over a majority in France's lower house of parliament, the decision to exercise the exceptional power was decided during a cabinet meeting at the presidential residences of the Élysée just a few minutes prior to the scheduled vote. Chaos ensued as the French national song was started by socialist assembly members, preventing Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne from making her formal announcement to regain control. The speaker had to short pause the meeting. Salaki, you have to pause this for a second. Alright, my bad. I had to take care of something real quick. Yeah, so it says here, chaos ensued. Yeah, sorry, read that. That says, okay, this is the Constitution, right? And by the way, they're kind of like France, they're capitalist and they're kind of socialist, right? But anyways, it says here, as they left the assembly, opposition MPs demanded the government resign one by one. The presidency has been compared by one communist lawmaker to a political guillotine, while some others refer to it as a denial of democracy that shows Macron is not legitimate. You see, so it's kind of true what that devil said, which he was an insider. He was an illuminated guy. Karl Marx, when you read that book, you can filter it through the scriptures and cut it up, but he was right. Pretty much capitalism or democracy, which if you're capitalist, you got to be democratic, in my opinion. All right, it's going to turn into communism, right? And that's what you're seeing in these different democratic countries. That's why over here in Canada, what do you see happening? What are they calling this guy? Justin Trudeau. They're calling him a communist. And what is he pushing? He's pushing digital ID. What is digital ID? What does that create? A more centralized government, more control. And that creates less options for you individuals, you people, you citizens. Right? So you're seeing it. It's playing out. And this is all prophecy through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Now, let me read a little bit more, and then I'm going to get some precepts and then close up. It says, to add, a union had referred to it as institutional violence and urged for additional strikes and demonstrations. It was reported that over hundreds of people spontaneously assembled in a rally at the city's Place de la Concorde. Among them were transport workers, energy workers, dockers, teachers, and public sector workers, including museum staff. Yeah, a lot of the people that do, the hard work. The people that do the hard work, and that's who suffers the most. The people who do the hard work, right? Including museum staff. The leader of the hardline CGT union, Felipe Martinez, said rushing through the measure shows disrespect towards the people. Yeah, disrespect. Right now, I can't retire. Now you're old and you still gotta work. It's wicked. In the city of Dijon, demonstrators burned mannequins with the effigy of Emmanuel Macron, Elizabeth Bourne, Olivier Véran, and Oliver Duspot. Now I have the actual link pulled up here. Let me bring that up. This is them burning him. All right. For this to happen, man, it's a compilation of things. This is not the first. This is not just out of the blue. They didn't just. It's not just because of this reform they started doing that. It's a multitude of things that this leader has done over the course of his reign or his rule. He pissed off his citizens, people he rules over. He pissed them off, so they're obviously angry, upset. Right. And then there's the protest here. I'll get that video. So this is at electrician and gas workers sing Emmanuel Macron, if you continue, there will be complete darkness at your place. Didn't they say that in the scriptures here? When you go back into Bell and the Dragon, chapter 1, verse 29, it says, so they came to the king and said, deliver us, Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. Hey, they say, we're going to attack your house. We're going to put your house in complete darkness, man. Sounds like a threat. Right? So, hey, if the Lord puts a spirit on them, this can escalate. This can escalate. So it says, moments later, the Fort de Bragançon, Emmanuel Macron's official residence, was deprived of electricity by striking electricians. These people aren't playing over here. And these people over there in Europe, man, they have a different spirit. Especially them Edomites over there have a different spirit than you Edomites over here. A lot of you Edomites over here, you're pacified, man. You're weak as hell. A lot of you would just take this and roll over and not give it to them. But them Edomites over there, they don't play. They don't play. Okay, so let me get a precept. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. How do you measure? How do you measure the time? You use the measuring stick, which is the scriptures. You use the whole volume of the book. You use Yahushai. Right? The measuring stick. That's what you use. That's how you measure the time. You go into the book and you look at the prophecies that are written in the book. And if you don't understand them, you ask a prophet. Which the prophets, they're found on YouTube. They're found in your different cities all over the world. They're on your street corners, man. That's how you measure the time. Which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, and this is a sign that the Lord is coming back to visit the world which he made. Our maker, which is Yahweh Bashem El Shai. This is the end. This is the end. This is a sign of the end. When you see stuff like this happening. The rumors of wars. Let's get that. Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 8. Here we go. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. These are signs of the end, right? And these are all the beginning of sorrows. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah, right. So obviously this is a nation rising against nation, right? right? And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse, I'm actually going to start at 6. And ye shall hear of wars, or rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, these are signs that we're at the end. And that's what you see happening here. All right. All right. You get another one. This is Matthew chapter 12 and 26, or verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. Now shall then this kingdom stand? And it's showing you that this kingdom's going down. They're not united. All right, this could cause civil unrest. And you want to kill the king, man. You want to burn him alive. They got these puppets to put his face on it, and then they burn him up. So practice, man. Practice makes perfect. When they get their hands on him, they're gonna tear him apart, man, limb from limb, and then set him on fire, man. So obviously this country's not united. It's divided against itself, and they're not gonna stand. But you know what? All of this stuff that you see here, it's all set up for a new world order. An NWO. Anyway, that's another story. All right, so let's go back to 2nd Ezra's 9, and it says verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, there you go, that's what you're seeing, uproars, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. That's right, because what does the scripture says? 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that falleth. And this is the end of Esau's world, man. You Edomite presidents getting slandered, and getting death threats. Your citizens, man, your people want to kill you. We're at the end, this is the end of Esau's rule. Right? End of Esau's rule. And the people are tired of it because they're calling you devils out and saying that, you really aren't democratic. You really aren't about being a capitalist. You're really a bunch of tyrants, man. A bunch of communists, a bunch of dictators. And a lot of the veil is coming off of these people out here, man. Right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 16 and 9. O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Yeah, they're gonna inherit. Yeah, that's what you inherited, man. You inherit lies. Your forefathers told you that, we're gonna do great things like the ancient Grecians, man. We're gonna bring in democracy. We're gonna do it like the Romans. Right, we're going to bring democracy. We're going to bring capitalism, liberalism. You could do whatever you want. Right, you inherited those lies. You inherited those philosophies of the past. And guess what? All those philosophies, man, they destroyed those kingdoms. And now it's playing out. And the only way is the way of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, which is the law, statute, commandments, the scriptures, man. And his chosen people ruling, man, right under Yahweh Shai. So you're realizing that everything that you believed in is vain. And that's what you're seeing. It's all vain, man. All vain. What did I work so hard for? Now I can't even retire? I put so much time and effort into this nation. I paid my taxes. I was a law-abiding citizen. Didn't get me anywhere. So you inherited lies, man. Right? And you believe in these damn gods, man. These damn philosophies, which democracy, capitalism, those are all philosophies, man. And there's demons behind those philosophies, man. There's spirits behind those. And it's vain. You're not getting anywhere. All right, so that's all I want. So this is Second Ezra chapter 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, it's gonna stand in their power. You know, people are gonna cause people are gonna band up together and go up against the established authority. That's what sedition is. People, it's pretty much anarchy, chaos, civil war, civil unrest, and their actions shall stand in their power. Man, they're gonna get together, get them guns, get them rifles in their hands, get Molotov cocktails, and burn the Capitol down. Man, that's what they're gonna do, and take shit. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's the future for Babylon, man. That's the future. That's the future, man. Yeah, everybody's going to be afraid. You won't be able to go in and out a city. You won't be able to be free. Right? Everything that you believe in is going to fall apart. You might die. You might see your loved ones die. Your houses are going to be spoiled and burnt down to the ground. Yeah. Judgment. It sucks, but it is what it is. That's what you get. That's what you get. All right, so that's all I pretty much wanted for today. I hope this is edifying. You know, this is just a quick hit, man. I'm just getting quick precepts, man. Just getting what I can. This is just what I thought of off the top of my head. That's just how I do things now. So with that, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Chodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, let Ruel. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Shalom.